Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Fruhan from Key Wealth, and today we'll be looking at the Bestmed Pace 1 option, and these are the benefits for 2022. So, this is one of my favorite options. Grab a cup of coffee, there's a lot more benefits to discuss. So, this video might be a little bit longer than the rest of them, but it's definitely worthwhile if you're looking for a benefit rich option. So, first, let's talk about the premiums. 4,242 Rand for the principal member, 2,980 Rand for the first adult dependent, and 1,071 Rand for a child dependent. Please take note that this option does not have a network option connected to it, so this is only any hospital that you can use and not network hospitals. You have the choice or the freedom of choice to go to the hospital which you would like to. It's still a 100% option, just like the Beat 1, 2, and 3 options. And make sure that you've got a gap cover if you want to be sure that if a doctor charges above scheme rates, in other words, 110, 150, 200, etc., that you can claim that from a gap cover. Reach out to us and we can help you with that. This option also covers take-home medicine. Remember that it has to be paid from the hospital's dispensary. In other words, the hospital's pharmacy, not the pharmacy at a hospital. Very important. This option it's a new benefit, 30,000 Rand for biological medicine, and the rest is fairly standard. Maxillofacial surgery and dental and oral surgery is covered on this plan. It's not excluded, and it's not only as a PMB, so that's very nice. Prosthesis is limited to 94,036 Rand per year per family, and it's very similar to Beat 1, 2, and 3, except here on Pace 1, they do pay for external prosthesis, and the same exclusion for joint replacement surgery applies with Pace 1. Although this is a more expensive option, and although it's very benefit rich, the aim of this option is still for people that want a lot of day-to-day, or it's young, healthy families that need a lot of day-to-day. It's not necessarily for someone that needs a hip or a joint replacement, or that's got extensive chronic conditions that they need cover for. A lot of these benefits are standard, so you can have a look at this where things that stand out is mammary surgery that there's no benefit for, and then also palliative care that they included from 2021, but they increased the limit to 75,000 Rand this year. So that's very nice. International travel cover is included in this option as well. In terms of oncology, remember with Bestmed, you can upgrade to any option within 30 days of your diagnosis if the need arises. So let's sit here with the day-to-day benefits, the out-of-hospital benefits. Firstly, you have your savings account. So the first thing in this medical aid or Pace 1 is that you've got savings. And the second thing is that you have what we call a scheme benefit or an overall day-to-day limit. So you'll see here, this is the scheme benefit portion for an individual person. It's 11,359 for the year, and for a family, anyone, if it's one or if it's two or more people, you've got 22,715 Rand for 17 Rand for the year. And how this works, if I can go back a little bit, is if you take your savings portion here, 806 Rand for the year, and you times that by 12, you will have a savings account of almost 10,000 Rand, 9,672 Rand for the year. And on the adult dependent, 556 times 12 is another 6,792 Rand. So the combined benefit in savings is extremely high at 16,464 Rand. And that amount is what will fall in over here, 16,464 Rand. Plus, you get your scheme benefit of 22,000 Rand if you are a family of two. So the total benefit on this option is enormous. 2217 It's a total benefit of 39,181 Rand for the year for day-to-day benefits. You can see for a husband and a wife or a single parent, that's a massive benefit. Remember, the savings will be different if it's a single parent with a child on here, but let's have a look at the rest. So your savings can be used for anything. So it will always take money from your savings first and then your scheme benefit or your day-to-day limit. So your family practitioner and specialist consultations, for a family there's 4,702 Rand. The overall limit of 22,000 Rand is divided into subcategories where you've got different pockets of benefits available. The diabetes care is 2 care consultations at a discount. That's not included in your overall limit. And then your dentistry, 8,736 Rand for family. You can see they clearly state here what is part of the overall limit. So orthodontic dentistry, you've got an additional 5,000 Rand. Medical aid, aids and apparatus. These are things like crutches and wheelchairs and things like that. Very nice benefit, 12,000 Rand for the year. It is subject to your overall limit. Wheelchairs subject to your apparatus limit. In other words, it forms part of this benefit over here. And then hearing aid is an additional benefit of 8,336 Rand every 2 years, which does not form part of your overall annual limit. So you actually have this entire amount of 39,000 for a husband and a wife. And if you make use of hearing aids, that 8,336 Rand is an additional benefit. Supplementary services, these are things like physiotherapists, speech therapists, learning therapists, those services that are not GPs or specialists, and that's an additional 9,528 Rand for the year. And then you also have wound care of 3,747 Rand for the year. You've got an optometry benefit of 950 Rand for a frame. That is an incredible benefit for a frame. Most medical aids pay just under 200 Rand up to about 350 Rand. So 950 is very nice. And all of these benefits does not form part of your savings. It doesn't come out of your savings. It is what we refer to as a scheme benefit. So very nice. The optometry benefit, the optometry benefit does not form part of your overall benefit limit. So you've got 950 Rand for the frame, you've got your lenses, and then you've got 1,720 Rand for contact lenses. Very important here, if you have to get contact lenses more than once every 2 years, just know that there's 1,720 Rand available. When you get your contact lenses, if you need to renew that prescription, you will not be able to do it within the first 24 months. If you make use of a non-network provider, you'll see here that they refer to a PPN network. About 80% of optometrists is part of this network, so you shouldn't have a problem to get an optometrist in that network. But should you decide to go to someone else, just know that they will only pay the consultations and the frames and the lenses up to these amounts. You can pause the video to have a look at it. Next, you've got your basic radiology. These are things like x-rays, and then pathology, which is blood tests, and that's a limit of 6,806 Rand for the year. Specialized diagnostic imaging, this is also a separate benefit. It does not form part of your overall annual limit of 15,220 Rand per family. And then you'll see here oncology and HIV is covered up to the 100% scheme rate. In terms of medicine, this benefit was enhanced this year, where there's 1,000 Rand for over-the-counter medicine. That's OTC. Remember that they say here that access to the full savings, you've got access to your full savings for over-the-counter purchases after the 1,000 Rand limit. So you first use the limit, and then you've got your savings for the rest. And self-payment gap accumulation includes things like sunscreen, vitamins, minerals with NAPI codes, as long as it's on the scheme formulary, can be claimed from the savings. All right, so next up, this option does provide for additional chronic. So the normal CDL and PMB conditions are paid at 100% scheme tariff. If you use non-formulary medicine, stuff that's not on the predefined list of medicine, you will have a 25% co-payment. Non-CDL is the additional conditions. There are 7 of them. The scheme only pays for it at 90%. And if you use non-formulary medicine, there's also a 25% co-payment on it. Just know that this is not an unlimited benefit. The additional conditions are capped for a family at 13,858. Acute medicine, that's your prescriptions from a doctor, 5,074 Rand for the year. You can pause here if you want to look at the chronic conditions that's covered with this scheme. I'm just going to highlight the ones that we work with the most, that are most common. It's things like asthma, and we have on here on this page, we've got diabetes. We have epilepsy, we've got high cholesterol, high blood pressure, hypothyroidism, and then the non-CDLs. On this option, you can claim for things like acne, allergies, eczema, migraines, gout, and a very, very important one is major depression. Many schemes do not pay for depression until you reach the highest plans, where Pace 1 is a mid-level option with Bestmed, though it's very good. It does provide a lot of day-to-day. It is still not the highest option that's available. So all of these PMB conditions is also available, so well done for Bestmed for naming them. These things are supposed to be covered by all the schemes, but not all the schemes tell you that these conditions are covered. And I'll highlight one here for you. Endometriosis, a lot of women suffer from that, and Bestmed has great cover for it. So let's look at the preventative care benefits. Similar to Beat 1, 2, and 3, but it does have some enhancements on it. So flu vaccine is covered, pneumonia vaccines are covered if you're a high risk or child under 2. Travel vaccines, pediatric immunizations, this is very nice. Just remember, it's the state recommended program. So things like meningitis, which is not recommended by the state, or it's not that you shouldn't get it, but it's not on the must-have list that you'll pay for out of your own pocket. Then some of the enhancements include these baby grow and development assessments, 3 per year at a network pharmacy clinic, and then they do pay for contraceptives up to 2,412 Rand for a year. You can even get a Mirena device that's a UID once every 5 years. This option also provides for the back and neck treatment program. That's if you've injured your back and you need to strengthen your muscles or lose a bit of weight in order to avoid surgery. Preventative dentistry, we'll have a look at that just now. Mammogram codes 34100 has been added for ladies over 40. And then for the men, there's PSA screening. And for the ladies, there's also HPV and Pap smears. Just take note on the amount of times that you can go with all of your benefits. So for example, all of these are only once every 2 years. The Bestmed Tempo is a very nice benefit. You can pause here and read through it a little bit, but they do the general health check, so that's very nice. And then you also get access to a biokineticist and a dietitian through Bestmed's nutrition programs, Bestmed Tempo Fitness and Nutrition Program. So very, very nice to have access to that. Maternity benefits, also very nice. They provide 9 consultations, and then both your sonars. They also provided 1 postnatal consultation and 1 lactation consultation, so that's very nice. And Bestmed provides cover for midwives as well, which is gaining a lot of popularity. And then supplements, if you are pregnant, congratulations, and you can claim 120 Rand once a month for 9 months for any maternity supplements. So that's very nice. Remember, these supplements, you will normally take it off of the shelf at a pharmacy. Then you have to take it back to the self-medication counter. You cannot pay for this at a till, at a Clicks or a Dis-Chem. You've got to pay for it at the pharmacy section at the back. So remember, that's very important. Otherwise, you won't be able to access that benefit. The maternity program is very nice. Once you register it, you do get a gift. Very handy. But I think that what stands out the most for me is that 24-hour medical advice line, especially for single parents or new parents if it's a first-time pregnancy. The preventative dentistry, wonderful benefit. This doesn't form part of your savings or your overall annual limit. You can go for your a full mouth examination once a year if you're over 12, twice a year under 12, and then they take all of these little photos and things. You can also do a fluoride and scaling treatment twice a year, so great benefits that you have over there. And here is some details for Bestmed. Please reach out to them if you've got any questions. Please also reach out to us if you've got any questions. We are here to assist you with upgrades, downgrades, new medical aid applications, anything that it is that you require. If you need clarity on any of the benefits, please let me know. And you can share this video with anyone that you think will find it helpful. Thank you.